Hello, this is Gene Harm. I'm doing another Microsoft Flight Simulator video for you off the coast of Italy. In fact, there won't be any flying. We're going to be doing all of our sightseeing today from boat or ship. And you possibly have seen a previous video where I did the wonders of Microsoft Flight Simulator as kind of a ship simulator, and kind of the pros and cons of what's good and what's not. Some of the things I talked about is there's so much good in scenery, but what we needed is a developer to come along and start putting in things like you see here, a lighthouse and sea walls and docks and that kind of thing. And I'm pleased to say I came across a developer. What we're looking at today is Project Coastline, and this is the coastline in Italy, and you can get Project Coastline off of the sim market. I did, and it comes with a package of a dozen or more coastline areas off of Italy, and we're kind of jumping from one area to another. I'm not going to get a chance to go through everything. In fact, I barely scratched the surface of all that could be seen. But you can see here there's docks, plenty of docking areas and slips and things to put small boats and larger docks for larger ships and things, and all the infrastructure and stuff that you could see along particular harbors. So many harbors were done in this package, and I think it's unbelievable for the cost. The amount of scenery upgrades you get for the coastline of Italy for the cost is incredible. And I am so pleased to see lighthouses and rock walls and rock cliffs all along the coastline. And I'm kind of jumping from one area to the other, just so you can get a feel for what can be seen. But it's beautiful. I mean, it's just absolutely stunning. The water breaks, the lighthouses. I don't live over in Italy, but so I don't know how accurate this is. I imagine it's very much so. But it certainly is beautiful, and kind of answers the bill of what I talked about before, where we had such wonderful coastlines, but to upgrade the harbors and the marinas, and put actual docks you can pull into. This is absolutely fabulous. I am so pleased. And you can see here we got rock cliffs they're not just morphed, like in a lot of the scenery. When you get up and close and personal, you see the scenery gets a little stretched. Looks beautiful from up in the air, but when we're down on the water like this, we need something that's has a little bit more attention to detail, and boy do we get it here. And the Italian coast, gosh, gorgeous, wonderful place to go putzing around and cruise, without a doubt. So I am so pleased with this, and the fellow who's developing this, he is he's done quite a bit of the coast of Italy. In fact, I am amazed at how much of the coastline is done. But he's also working on other projects. In fact, I think that's why it's called Project Coastline, because I believe if he gets enough people that are interested in purchasing this and support him, he will be doing coastline in other countries as well. So it's phenomenal. I am so pleased and happy with all that I'm seeing here. And there's lighthouses everywhere. And you see, here's another one, different style. But oh gosh, almost majestic scenery. So just one of the things I said that from a previous video, that we have so much now with Microsoft Flight Simulator, even that we can have operational vessels and boats and ships to the point that it's just, where else can you get the kind of scenery you do for the whole world, the whole planet? But now they have developers that are put more attention to detail in the coastlines and the marinas and the harbors, the seawalls. I mean, look at this. So very good. And there's also infrastructure. You're going to see, you can see palm trees and stuff and other supporting boats in the slips. Some of the boats and ships that you see are from some other add-ons that, for adding ship to the Microsoft Flight Simulator. So a lot of those ships are probably in there from that. And then, of course, the scenery package itself puts boats and stuff inside the marina. And then I got the ship AI that I think that's a payware that has ships cruising around all over the planet and upgrades to ones that are in by default. But yeah, even for pleasure cruises and stuff, for small sailboats, plenty of places to put your slips and stuff to put your take your boat and put it in. So really, it's just a matter now of getting more developers to actually develop boats, not just airplanes, but actually develop boats for the purpose of operations. And then we have a whole planet to cruise on. Here I am going to be bringing this container ship. How much fun is this? I mean, there's so many ships I'm showing you. I'm not even showing you all of them, of course, but just a few of them. But just to be able to operate a container ship and bring it on into the harbor and then have an actual harbor with infrastructure there. What fun this is. So yeah, I mean, what fun it is to be able to take a container ship and operate it and take it right into the harbor. And there'd be a seawall there, water breaks and infrastructure. So I'm going to go ahead and spend, just went through several different areas, and here we are coming into this harbor. And I believe this is Naples. But we'll bring this on in and spend a little time showing you how much fun this can be. Of course, in actuality, a real container ship coming in like this would probably have some tugs as assists. But it's just fun doing this now. And, I mean, that's one of the things we could probably talk about in the future. I mean, to have collision detection and be able to have one ship come up against another and push it around, that would be kind of, or even tow, that would be something. But, we're not there yet. It is a flight simulator, so I'm not even looking for that. But we got a lot of capabilities right now. I had talked about the fact that I wasn't sure that we have with this mod. I'm not talking about the coastline mod, but the operational ship mod. And that's a freeware, where the coastline is payware, but definitely worth it. I would think it was like $20 US, and you get so much coastline. But for the ship operational ship mod, that's freeware, and hopefully they'll continue to develop that and get that better. But there's two props, two propellers going, and I didn't set it up for twin throttle, but I have now. So last time I hadn't had that set up, and I do now. So I can actually run these ships using the two throttles. So I can use the starboard and give that more RPMs than the port side, or take it around the other way. I still hadn't figured out how to put it in reverse. Now I'm not sure if it's because I need to have a jet engine, and we can set the config files to jet engines. I don't know. In order to use reverse thrust, but I am using the pushback function, so I do have the ability now to use both throttles and the pushback function. So it really is phenomenal and a lot of fun to operate these ships around the harbors and ports, and especially now at the Italian coastline being all scenic up, and it's just so nice. Well, you know, one of the things that we would be looking forward to in anybody who is developing ships, you know, my one wish was that somebody would develop coastlines, and here we are. Somebody is, and hopefully we'll get more developers doing, so we can have more of the planet and more countries done. Because one guy's going to take forever to do, you know, just the European coast or whatever. But for us to get some developers to start building ships with cockpits and that kind of thing. Here I am. I'm looking to make the turn in here to come into this dock, and you know it's going to be quite a bend around here. But yeah, it's all part of the good fun. You have to kind of back off and pivot around the bow and push the aft quicker than the bow to make this turn. And the whole time keep an eye on the seawall that's right behind me. I don't hit any of that. But yeah, nevertheless, I mean, would love to see somebody. These ships are beautiful. I mean, the 3D models and stuff are beautiful, and the cockpit view is right now is useful. You know, I can get in the cockpit view, and you don't see any of the ship. You just see forward, and you have the gauge to see your compass rose and that kind of thing, and you see the RPMs on both of the pistons. So I'm going to do another video on just how to set up these ships. And I mean, it's easy enough that you probably don't need the how-to, but I think people would like that. So at some point I think I'll do another video on how to set all this up, and at least how I set it up using, you know, 2 throttles. I use the Cytec quad, you know, where you got the three controllers, one for throttle, one for you know, the prop feather, and the last one for the mixture. So I you know, I'll get into all that if I do another video and show you how I use the mixture for cutting off the engines, which I'm going to do here in a minute. But and then I use the other 2 for the, you know, the starboard and port side throttles. Yeah, this is fabulous. This is so much fun. I'm making the turnaround here. I'm having to kind of back off a little, put the push back on it, and bend it a little further, and now I'm starting to level out. Now if you look out up into the past the ship into the yard, you can see some overhead cranes moving around. So this is such a wonderful wonderful add-on and package. I'm telling you, look at the infrastructure here with the cranes and all, and then you have the overhead ones rolling down the tracks and stuff, and everything is animated and just awesome. So I decided I need to get a little closer so the crew, deck crew, and then the dock crew and all can throw the lines out. I need to get that torqued in, and now that I got the bow up against the dock, I need to level out and get the aft kind of squeezed in here. So yeah, this is so much fun to be doing this, and we're doing it in the Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we got this add-on to add all the things to give you the immersion, and it's just simply the kind of thing I've been looking for. Didn't quite get there, so I'm backing it out a little bit, maybe give it another try. But yeah, I hope some of you are kind of interested in this. I don't think I'm the only one out there that is interested in the water, in boats and ships and that kind of a thing. Yeah, give it another try here. Level this off, square it up. And that's something. So right now, when we get into cockpit view, we use a kind of a HUD, and we don't see any of the ship or cockpit at all. So it's something I'm looking forward to somebody actually developing ships with cockpits. Give a kind of a flyby here, cause just to show you the beauty of it all, and really all that you get. It'd be kind of nice if they have a comparison of what the coastline looked like without the mod, and then side by side with the mod. I know a lot of guys do that, and these YouTube videos. I'm not one that hadn't spent the time to figure out how to do that and do it well. So there you have that. Isn't that beautiful? We'll go on to the next. Yeah, here's another ship that we can operate. Been great fun. Yeah, so with the freeware that gives you the operational ships, the config files are a little bit dorky with the ones now that with the Microsoft upgrade 7, because this came out in August. So there is kind of another config file somebody put in the comments section, and I took that and I've been tweaking it. That's some of the things I want to talk about if I do another video on how to put all this together and make yourself a good operational ship. 2 throttles. Yeah, but if we get somebody, one of the problems with the without having a cockpit is when you start looking from side to side in the cockpit view currently, you don't have any frame of reference. So if you want to go back to center, you have to kind of guess where center is. So I would hope that once the developer put even the simplest cockpit would just had a placeholder where you can see where the center of the cockpit is, so you can always come back to that view, and have a placeholder for 3 Garmins. Definitely at least one. You don't have to put in any fancy gauges, just a simple place to have 3 Garmins in there, and then there you'd have it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and come back and see me again.